Welcome back, everybody, to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. Thanks so much for joining us. You got Cal and Dan here, along with Matt at Sweetens Cove, coming in from South Pittsburg, Tennessee. Matt, is it hot up there?
Yeah, it's finally starting to heat up just a tad bit today. Finally, yeah, it's only like 96. It's all right.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, just in time for a sun up to sundown little golf event. Hey.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I wanted it to start to get hot, and you try to play as many holes as possible.
Yeah, so you got some lofty goals tomorrow if you're going to set some records. But before we get into that, you want to give us a little rundown on what's going on about yourself or Sweetens, or feel free, man. Floor is yours.
Yeah, well, appreciate it. So business has been great. I mean, obviously, if you've kind of checked into our website and everything else. All of our weekend tee times, which are our all-day passes, have kind of like sold out all the way for the rest of the year.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. We literally have done these 40 all-day passes Fridays and 40 all-day passes Saturdays and 40 all-day passes on Sundays, and it's just kind of been a thing. We kind of did it to correct the situation, honestly, from last fall, which was we just got too busy. And we wanted to do the right thing and make it, free it up and have, availability on the golf course and be able to move around and free and enjoy the experience. That's one of the biggest things at Sweeten is the experience, besides obviously great golf.
Sure.
So we did these 40 all-day passes, and what it did was just drive everyone that couldn't get on the weekend now to our weekdays. So our weekdays are like some of our largest revenue days, which is kind of counterintuitive of what we had planned. But it's a good thing. So currently, all the way until September 15th, we're sold out for our weekdays. And for the rest of the year that we have available online currently, we're sold out for weekends unless somebody cancels.
Wow.
So, sounds like somebody got a raise.
Yeah. Yeah, Colt did.
Right. Yeah. So so maintenance Mondays are going well, I guess. You got a little tournament running every Monday.
It just kicked off. Maintenance Mondays just kicked off. We're going to kind of get that going. I think get the word out about it. We didn't really have a ton of time, and we've been so busy doing so many different other things. Besides that, we just had the Hot Chicken Open, go right into Battle of the Sun, and then we went into a Maintenance Monday, and we were just kind of operating off the fly sometimes on these tourneys, and it goes so fast and fierce that you don't get to plug them as much as you'd like so that we can get the numbers. But it's a good start. People are starting to talk about Maintenance Mondays, and that's just kind of a fun pot game, if you will, that will keep building to the championship. So we've got 4 more Maintenance Mondays, and from there that everybody kind of puts in, and it goes to a daily pot and then a championship pot after that. So anybody that makes the championship top 8 in each category jump into the championship, and there's a potential to win a lot more Monopoly money.
Well, we just found you a place to start plugging these events, and maybe we can start doing it the day before an event. So not to get ahead of ourselves, but I know you've got an event coming up tomorrow. I don't know if you're challenging. Is it Cochise 25?
So Coach, that's Corey. Corey is our Battle of the Sun champion. So I'm kind of sort of like, I'm not trying to kill myself here.
I mean, it's got to be in the back of your mind, man. It's got to be
there. It totally is. I'm trying to get 253 holes. But the main reason is what we're doing this for is for Folds of Honor. So, and if you don't know what Folds of Honor is a great charity that was started in 2007 by Dan Rooney. And it goes to spouses and children of fallen or disabled veterans. And it's educational scholarship. So each scholarship's $5,000. And my goal, it's a lofty goal, it's a large goal, is trying to get $20,000. So right now we're sitting, I think, before we're even starting the event, we're sitting at a nice little cushion of a little over, close to 1 scholarship completely full.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So that's the goal, and you can either donate a flat fee by just 5, 10, 20, 100, 10,000, whatever you want to do. I mean, I prefer 10,000 be a good number.
Sure.
You can do that, or you can challenge me by a hole. Put $1 per hole, $5 per hole, 10 cents, but whatever you feel is comfortable. I mean, obviously it's tough times for everybody right now, but this is also going for a good cause and help for people that have helped us get to where we are as a country. So,
sure.
It's a really, really good event, and I'm just trying to do my part. We're one of 13 sites in Tennessee, and obviously, if anybody knows, but there are 13 folds in the flag. So that's the significance of doing 13 sites right now. And there's been a lot of big sites. I think Golf Club Tennessee just did one, and they had a bunch of their professionals do that. And right now it's going to be me just going to go after Corey. So we're going after 252 holes, and I'll take whatever I can get from anybody that wants to help.
Yeah, sure. So for people that are listening, how can they, where can they find you? Where can they donate at?
Yeah, so Instagram, on Instagram, go to our stories, or you go to our post, and I posted about it, Folds of Honor, and it gives a link where you can copy and paste it and put it in a URL, and go to the website, and then you can donate from there. It'll say Sweetens Cove Golf Club is the site, and then if those that don't use the site, that's the flat fee for the site. If you are trying to give me a donation per hole, you can do gm@sweetenscove.com. So that'll go to me, tell me the dollar figure, and then after I play a billion holes, I'm going to go come collect.
Nice. I had not heard of this before, but I did go out there the last couple of days and watch that video, how it got started and the plane and all that kind of stuff. And it was a very touching story. I'm glad that you guys are getting involved with that. And I know we'll go ahead and make a donation as well. So it was just great to see this. And best of luck out there tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate it. It's going to be a lot. I'm going to try to sneak into it, and I got some yellow golf balls that I'm going to try to start out there at 4 a.m. Start a little dark at 4 a.m., but I'm going to go at 4 a.m. and start playing. And the goal, how each hole counts is, you start off on a tee, obviously, play the hole out. It just needs the hole out, and then you go from there. Score is irrelevant, but I'd like to make some birdies. So score is kind of irrelevant, but it's all about how many holes and what I'm going to do, because I think that will be more engaging for some people to donate. So, but that's it.
Hey, that sounds like a good challenge, right? I mean, let's get a hole in one challenge. What about birdie challenge, eagle challenge? I mean, we got some crazy. How many one putts? I mean, we could get crazy on the betting board on this thing, and a donation board. Excuse me, but
yes, correct. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what's so leading up to this, right? So you're starting early. You probably got, so let's say you get out at 4. You've got what do you got? 4. I mean, you potentially got 15 hours of golf, give or take.
Roughly, yeah. I mean, I think it gets dark probably in the 8:15 to 8:45 range right now, so I can play till 9 o'clock comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot of golf. It's a long day, and especially it hasn't got any cooler out as we progress in the months. Yeah. So, June was a little cooler than it was. I mean, it was a hot day when we did Battle of the Sun, but now the heat is kind of just setting in. Luckily, just the only thing that I hope for is that we don't get any rain. There's a slight chance, but if it rains and then that sun comes out, it's just
then you got a sauna, man.
I mean, it gets cooking, really toasty.
Hey,
if anybody's played in this valley before, it's just it's like hanging out in an oven.
That's called
East Tennessee. Would be comfortable.
Yeah, East Tennessee in the summertime. It's you never know when you're going to get a thunderstorm, and when you do, it's just enjoy the ride, man, because air is going to get thick.
For sure, definitely. So the goal is to get some sleep tonight. So what little I can, and we've been busy all week, and Colt and I have been crushing it because we're going right into our member on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course. So it's just it's going to be a long week. So it's all good.
So for people that might be thinking about participating in the Battle of the Sun next year, or if you have any other sun up to sundown. So you're getting ready for this thing. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of hydrating, maybe slip in a beer or a shot or two, just a pregame. I mean, why not? It's a tradition there, right?
Yeah.
So what's the strat? I mean, you changing shoes, you changing socks, you changing gloves, shirts. I mean, what's the deal? What do you do? How do you prepare for that? And what do you do through the round?
Well, especially in this heat right now, I've got like 10 gloves ready to go. I've got rain gloves, which really come in handy, actually. Couple changes of clothes because it's going to be needed. We don't necessarily have a shower on site, so it's just wring them off and put on something different. Luckily, we have air conditioning in the shed now, so if I wanted to stop for a second, we actually have air conditioning now, which is a new thing as of 3 months ago. So that's a good thing. But yeah, a ton of hydration. Just going to have water. I mean, I remember watching Corey do it, and he emptied, I want to say before 10 o'clock, he emptied like 12 to 14 bottles of water out from his cart.
Oh, wow.
And he was jogging in between the holes. He had changes of clothes and, multiple gloves, same thing. So just trying to pace yourself so you just don't wear out. This heat will crush you pretty quick. And, if you heard anything on that Battle of the Sun with him, I mean, his previous longest stint of golf played in one day was 45 holes.
Yeah,
so,
it's pretty crazy, man. I mean, so you got a plus 200 hole jump, Yeah,
fair. I mean, it's completely normal.
Yeah, right.
But he said it best. I mean, it was he told me the recipe is stay in your car, because we actually camped out that night. I actually had my kids, and we camped out the night before, so we were just ready to go for everybody. Collected everyone around 4:30 and then went from there. But he didn't get a tent. He just stayed in his car. And then, of course, we night putted until probably about 12 a.m. because everybody was kind of anxious and excited.
Oh, yeah,
of course. And we may have taken a shot while we were night putting. And it goes to bed. We had Waffle House. We had, he had a couple Coors Lights at lunch and to rehydrate, and had some lunch, and then went after it until about 8:15. I think he was done at 8:15. So it was crazy. Yeah. He was a total length of hours. He was out there for 15 hours, and 14 hours and 10 minutes he actually played golf for.
Was playing. So what's your how many holes? What's your what are you up to as far as in one setting? In like this type of event.
For me personally, I've literally played, I think maybe 54 holes is the most I've ever played. So like I've never really done anything like this. I think I remember as a kid I used to swim, and I did like a couple hundred laps in a pool for a charity event or something like that. But that was when you have energy and you out or had movement. And
I mean, how many years ago, and without the wear and tear, and it's like, I mean, it's like, hold on. I mean, I was expecting the answer to be, you don't prepare for something like this because it's crazy. You don't do it. Yeah. You're doing it for a cause. You're not doing
literally doing it. There's zero prep. I mean, like I haven't even had time to think about it besides now we're talking about it again. And the few times that I've plugged it on social media, and that's literally what we've been thinking about and or what I've been thinking about. So, I'm still sitting in the shed today. I just literally was putting, like I said, member today. We got a busy day on the books. Got a bunch of people in and out, and just been taking care of them. So it's really nothing that you're just really prepping for other than just to get the word out for the cause and to try to do as much as you can.
Show up and play, right?
Exactly right. So, for sure.
Well, Cal, you played there earlier this year. How did you do there?
I did play there. I'd have to go back and look. I mean, let me say decent. So I was actually just kind of stopping through, and I was like, I'll play 18, and I was actually by myself because again, it's just like, hey, I'm going to swing by and play around. I did get the. I don't want to say this because I want to have a shot again when I go back because it's like it's a first-time member thing. So I'm definitely going to be like, oh no, that was a different guy. But I played good. I mean, it's so I kind of played two balls and I off the holes. I don't know if I can say that on air or not, but I was the first one out. It was actually cold too. I think it was like maybe late January, early February. It was it was just a few degrees probably off of a frost delay. There's in the valley, right? I mean, the wind and just the temperature change is crazy through there. So, but again, I've only played it once, and I'm looking forward to getting back out there. I mean, it's fantastic, just the things that you guys have done, and obviously anybody that's listened to this, and you two guys know very well. I mean, social media has been very receptive, and the exclusivity that you've kind of garnered for yourselves. And, I can't lie. I brought out one of my more favorite Tennessee whiskeys. I'll be picking up some of your whiskey this week, and hopefully, I think we got special guests coming on a little later in the month.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, I think it's in
August.
It's in August, yeah.
August, yeah.
But we get somebody coming on to kind of break down and go through that whiskey with us. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, so are you guys pouring up Sweetens Cove there now? Or are you still working?
I mean, we can. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, we might have something right there.
I mean,
I don't know. It just appears. It's a magical, mythical, bottle. But yeah, when you're here, it may be here, it may not. You don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes you see the unicorn, and sometimes you don't. Right.
That's exactly right.
That's hilarious.
For sure.
Yeah, we can't wait to get our hands on some of that stuff. We got it coming in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be tasting it and all. Yeah, we can't wait for that for sure. Yep. Hey, Matt, are you from that area?
I am not. I'm originally from southeastern Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
So a little bit different than southeastern or central Tennessee or wherever we are. Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. Yeah, I was born and raised in a place called Temperance, Bedford, around Toledo, Ohio border. So kind of how I got into golf. I was caddying when I was in high school at Inverness Club in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. We're good.
And then went from there.
There you go. And now you're at one of the hottest places in the U.S. for sure. Not temperature wise. No, I didn't mean temperature.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, definitely. It's an honor to be here for sure. And it's just been neat to watch it from afar too. But even before I got here, I mean, I was always friends. Played some golf with Patrick Boyd. Those that know Patrick, the original GM, and Nash, Peter, the recent GM, and then just kind of have always kind of been in that little circle. So I've been very fortunate to get an opportunity to be here, because this is you can't ever explain it until you played here.
Yeah.
And even though you try to explain it to people, it's just like, yeah, but it's 9 holes, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but what do? You just play it twice? I mean, there's so much more to it than that. It's bigger than golf. It's bigger than a 9-hole golf course. It's bigger than kind of golf in general. It's the experience. It's all the above. It's you and your buddies. It's the camaraderie. It's the interaction between Colt or anybody that you get to talk to in the shed or outside of the shed. In fact, I mean, it's the coolest place where you can literally land up as a single. Randomly come here as a single and then play with whomever. And there's very few times in golf that you're comfortable enough to do that. And a lot of people aren't. And here, it just all those barriers get kind of pushed down to the side, and that's what's neat about it.
Well, think about golf where it's at today. And sorry if I'm getting down going down a path we don't need to. But yeah, I know, right? So I was going to avoid the rabbit hole, but since you brought it up, all right. Yeah, but think about it. I mean, think about golf when you first started playing, right? And it was it was you have to be quiet, and you have to don't say anything, and it's and again I think that and again from being there, there's music playing, it's friendly, it's like, hey, let's have a shot. Let's get going, and it's actually something, not to say golf wasn't fun before, but it was more, I don't know if laborious is the right word, but it's, I mean, it was very stringent, I mean, it was just so just going down a path of, well, if I'm not a good golfer, it may not be a lot of fun for me, but what if I do like it and I want to be better at it? And I think that you guys really do. And to speak for just the golf world, I mean, I think a lot of courses are, I mean, you're making waves, man, right? I mean, the things that you're doing there is pushing out to other golf courses, because if other golf courses don't start behaving in a more friendly manner, and hey, this is actually supposed to be fun from the time you pull into the parking lot until the time you leave. It's not just the 19th hole that's supposed to be fun, right? I mean, you should have a good time. It should be high energy and exciting all the way through. And that's what you get when you pull into your place. And I think that that's a lot, you know, you get that a lot these days. There's still some kind of, you know, I don't want to say, I'll say it's kind of crusty, crotchety. Oh, you know, we're not going to go down that road. We're not going to. And guess what? They're not going to, you know, well, the course may still be there, but the people running it aren't going to be there, because that's not who's playing golf these days, right? I mean, and maybe you've still got some of those guys that want that, but I mean, they are by far the minority. And it's the people that I want to have a good time on the way to the course, before I've hit a ball. I mean, I want it all the way through. And I mean, you guys are, you know, the epitome of golf is supposed to be fun, no matter how you play or hit the ball today. Have a good time. It's an experience. It's not just a round of golf.
Exactly. And we just happen to have a really good golf architecture on top of it. So,
well,
I mean, we get the benefit of all of it, but we want that to be it. It's about, you know, today I had a group of 12 come out here, and I'm like, look, you guys can play in 2 systems. I don't care. Play fast and don't screw it up for anybody else. That's your job. You know what? Have fun, enjoy yourselves, and if you want to play in 12, I really honestly don't care, as long as you're not going to ruin somebody else's experience.
Get out of the way, right?
Just get out of the way, enjoy yourselves, play fast, and enjoy the golf and the camaraderie, and have fun, the banter of playing in your group. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, you know, everybody kind of collects in the 19th hole, and that's kind of where it's always kind of been, but why wouldn't you want to do it out on the playing field?
The whole time? Why wouldn't you want to do it through the whole round? I mean, it should all be fun, you know, and it should be serious. And to quote Zach Blair, it's like, play fast and don't be a dick.
Exactly.
Sorry if I offended anybody, but I mean, but literally, it's like, I mean, but that's the thing, man. Hey, and if the hole's going that shitty, pick it up and move on, man. You're going to get to do it again. So just keep moving. But so think about your golf course, and you know, and from talking about from an architectural standpoint, I mean, you've got a fantastic. You've got 9, what I would consider, you've got 9 closing holes at your golf course. Think about how many 18-hole golf courses you show up at, and it's like, well, this one was good, and this one was good, and you know, so you can probably pick out, you know, 3 or 5 holes that were like, you know, those holes were just pristine. And then you've got another, you know, whatever, give it 9 plus that were like, they were kind of okay golf holes. And you've got 9 solid golf holes. And again, as you move it up, I mean, it's, you still got the same landscape, but depending on where and how you hit the ball, I mean, you've got a whole different vantage point. I mean, I'd be dumb to say you're playing a different golf course, but you're definitely playing a different round as you approach that. So.
Oh, definitely. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, stay at the same, especially if it's your first time, stay at the same tee box. Tee box is irrelevant. I mean, take a look at our putting green, right? The putting green is very fierce and large, and, you know, it's totally King Collins, just this powerful, like, craziness, right? And obviously the golf course has a little bit of that. It's not as roided out as the putting green, but it's still got a lot of protection, let's just say, around the greens. Like, the length is irrelevant. So you're actually wanting to pick spots in these giant fairways. I mean, coolest thing about this place, it's all one fairway, right? So it's the most fairways I've ever hit in my entire life, which is terrific. So, I mean,
so for the casual golfer, you may hit a lot of fairways.
Yes, and that's why it's so much fun. And then you got 2 different pins. We got an easy pin and a hard pin, right? And we go at those, and they're such large greens and such different ways of hitting into it as far as your approach, that it doesn't feel like the same hole. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to play a lot of really neat golf courses, and I literally could play this golf course like every single day. I'm not just saying it because I'm
Hold on. Don't you play that golf course every single day?
I do. And it doesn't get old. That's all right. That's the whole point.
But that's saying a lot, man. It's like
unique.
Yeah, exactly. It is very. I think it's unique and genuine in a sense that you don't get that in a lot of places. You mentioned something about the putting green there that's kind of roided out, right? It's just like super crazy. Not in a bad way, in a good way. But if you think like your putting green, so it is set up and structured. So you've got two different pin structures or two different green structures on every hole.
Pretty much. You could say 4. It really has 3.
Okay, so where I was going with that, and I don't know how you would measure it. I'm definitely not an architect. I'm an architect in getting that whiskey into that glass, but other than that, that's about it. But if you took the square footage of your total greens space, and compared it to I'm going to use the word a standard or typical 18-hole golf course, I would imagine that you've got as much or more than your typical 18-hole golf course.
So, and my superintendent will tell you, because he has to spray and do all that fencing, right? So, basically the square footage or the acreage of our greens is the same acreage as a medium, like normal sized green 27-hole complex.
Wow. Oh, there you go. Okay. So my point. Thank you. I could have just said, hey, compare the two. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. 1,000%. That's what it is. And fairway wise, I mean, it's almost 36-hole complex because our fairways are so enormous, but we have a ton of fairway space, but the green wise too. I mean, and that's what's so unique about it. You have these two different corridors, but you can putt to them. So we kind of can cater to the golf purist in the same point for hitting a premium shot to reward you. You're hitting a good shot and it's rewarding you into access to a pin, or you can literally be able to putt up and be on the putting surface for a not so great golfer, right? So it kind of that's how amazing this place is too, in that sense.
Did I hear right, Matt, that there was a golf event down in Florida? Was it May or June we saw, Cal? A lot of cameras on it, and that one of those golf carts made it this way up to Tennessee. Is that right?
That's a fact. Yeah. It did. I don't know if it's out. Are they here yet?
No, they're
out on the golf course still. I was going to take a little picture of it. Yeah. Mr. Manning decided to drop off his golf cart to us. So
nice.
It's been kind of a lot of fun. We do these all-day passes, obviously, and to play into that, I've literally made this Willy Wonka golden ticket, right? All-day pass that I just put in the middle of the pile, and when I get to it, and that person gets Peyton Manning's cart for the day.
Oh wow!
So
has that been published?
Yeah.
Has that been published?
Yeah. We've been putting it in our social media and stuff like that. So basically at the end of the day, we get 2 cart fees out of it. So right now our weekend cart fee is $50. So we get $100 per day that we're donating to the All In Challenge.
Oh,
so while we're doing this, so kind of make it a thing. Kind of people kind of get excited, and Peyton texts me and just put me the praying emojis up and just said, please just don't. Please have it in one piece when I come pick it
up. It's like if not, I know a guy that can put it back together. Hey, so hold on. So I heard. I don't think it was an echo. I heard another voice in the shed.
Yeah.
They may be camera shy. I don't know, but they don't have to be. So that's a you guys thing. So.
So that's real quick. That's Colt, which Colt's probably the longest tenured employee. Actually, he is the longest tenured employee besides our superintendent. Colt has literally been here for 5 years, a little over 5 years now. And he's a big piece of the puzzle. He's part of the experience, and he's just he's kind of worked his way up from when Patrick worked a couple days, and now he's kind of like one of my main helpers. And in fact, he was just pouring us a shot. So that's why you probably heard him. I told him to do that because I figured that was semi-appropriate for this.
Well, it is Birdies and Bourbon, so it is not a prerequisite, but it always helps. So
Oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
so we got to get Colt in here. So that's Colt. Cheers.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yep. Welcome.
Cheers, Colt.
And that's there we go. And that generally happens on a daily basis. As a first timer, that was our first time today, though. So
Nice.
that's why it's acceptable. But Colt's been huge. So he helps me run the ship when or at least steer the ship when I'm not around too. So that's enormous.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, that's can't argue with that, man. I mean, a good good chat and a good shot. Just anything else you guys? Hey, we've definitely got a platform for you here. Did we miss anything? I know we don't want to keep you. You got a big day tomorrow. We will keep you on as long as you want to talk. But
you're not camping out tonight, are you?
I am not going to go camp out. That was a terrible idea. My kids had cots. I actually had my kids with me. My kids had cots, and I slept on the ground, and I haven't camped at all since I was a kid, and I do not remember it being that uncomfortable. So there's no chance I am going to camp out. I'm just going to wake up in the morning, and luckily I get an hour when I come into work because I live in Chattanooga, so it's Eastern time, so it won't be that bad.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, sleep in my own bed and at least be semi,
Well, you won't be nearly as stiff as you were the last time, right?
So no chance. I didn't even play golf then. I just was looking at it as seeing how he was flying around that golf course. He was basically doing about 30-minute laps for 9 holes.
That's crazy.
Nice.
And did he shoot anything crazy, like any score? You
know what? He never really kept score, but like we went out, Colt and I went out and watched him, and I'll tell you what, he had a ton of birdies. He was putting with his wedge. Like it was irrelevant, his score. He was just trying to do it.
Yeah,
but I watched
understood.
him hit shots, and he was draining birdies. I mean, he holed out for eagle on 7 at one point in time. And it was just, it was just nuts. And I saw him almost hole out again on 8. When we were watching him, and he almost had a hole-in-one on 9 like twice. So the way he attacked it, which gives me very good, at least thought process is he just went towards the middle of the greens, and obviously we have 2 pins, and whichever one he were closer to, he'd go for it.
Right.
And he would go to the shorter pin if it was lengthwise, farther away from me, just go to the shorter pin. So that's what he did. So. He had plenty of birdie opportunities and never really kept anything going. I think he'll tell you that I think his last 9 holes he was keeping kind of score, but his last 9 holes he literally I think was his best 9, which is kind of funny.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know where he shot. He just zombied out at that point. Just kind of it's muscle memory just going through the motion, right? As long as the blisters don't get you.
Well, that's exactly right. So that'll be the only thing right there. So other than that, just hit it and go.
There you go.
So that's the plan for sure.
Well, I did some quick math. So if you do crest 252 and make it to 253, you're just over 14 rounds of golf tomorrow.
Correct.
That's so I'm kind of scratching my head and going like, hold on. So he I guess he kind of almost finished 14 rounds too, because it's kind of a rounding number at that point. So with the AT, but 14 rounds of golf in one day. I for the listeners out there, I mean, it's like 36 is kind of my limit. I can't lie, I may pour a few back when I'm out there, and two rounds of pouring a few back, it gets a little sloppy. So. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just it's a lot of golf, and that's the only thing that when I'm thinking about it, I don't really I'm like maybe this isn't a great idea, but it's for a good cause and try to go as hard as you can. But it's a lot of golf when you do the math and you actually put the time limit on it and do everything else. It's just it's going to be a task. So for 253.
For your point, I mean, it is a good cause. So you want to plug it again?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oop. There you go.
We got you back. We got you back.
Battery.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just Folds of Honor. So you got two ways. You can do a flat fee, a single flat fee, 5, 10, 15, 20,000, 10,000. I'll still keep saying 10,000. Somebody will give me it, right?
Somebody will.
Maybe.
Somebody will.
10,000. It's going to family, the spouses and children of fallen and disabled veterans, and for educational scholarships. So, $5,000 a scholarship. The goal is 20. And like I said, you can go onto our stories or our post on Instagram for sure. You can find it back on Twitter. I'll repost it again today on all of our social media assets. But you'll be able to just swipe up and or click on the URL, and it will take you to it. You can do that flat donation. Or the other way is to email me at gm@Sweetens Cove Golf Club, at sweetenscove.com, and tell me a per hole donation that you'd like to do.
Awesome.
And then I would come collect it from you after the fact.
Right.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, we really appreciate you coming on. I know you got a busy night ahead of you, getting ready for a lot of events this week coming up, especially tomorrow. 253 holes we're shooting for. I'll be anxious. I'm sure we'll see some social media plugs out there for you.
Of course.
Hey, I'd if it's okay with you, man, we'd love to get on the pod later in the week. I know you've got some events coming up, but maybe later if you got some time, let's do a download. Maybe we can talk about how much you raised, how many holes you played. It could be we could drink to celebrate.
Right.
Or we could pour back. I may drink rum and drink to the Puerto Rican curse, because Tony Finau did not break it again today.
No,
So
he did not.
Exactly.
All
That's
right.
perfect.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, good luck tomorrow, man, and we'll get back with you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cheers,
so
Matt.
much for having me.
Cheers, guys.
Yep, take care.